Hi, how are you today? So my name is Destiny, and today I want to tell you some tips that I learned to ensure that you have successful weight loss while fasting. And that includes intermittent fasting and prolonged fasting. I lost 20 pounds by doing one meal a day. And I'm still doing it, and I'm still losing weight all the time. And so I've learned some tips and tricks along the way that I believe will ensure success with losing weight. So I want to also say that I believe that fasting is a tool, and that there are other tools that you need to lose weight, which include clean eating, mental health, and also just exercising, even if it is just going on a walk 2 or 3 times a week. So with all of these tools in your little tool bag, you'll definitely be successful with losing weight. I think that these 6 tips are geared just towards fasting, but if you want to see more, I can definitely pull out other tools in the toolbox and talk more about some tips that I learned to ensure a successful weight loss. But for now, let's get into the video. Tip number 1, do not overthink it. Trust me, you are looking at one of the most overthinkers that I know, which is me. And I chose to do intermittent fasting because I felt that I didn't have to overthink so much. And I didn't have to think about 3 meals a day and spreading out my macros or spreading out my calories or anything like that. And that's why I chose to do intermittent fasting. And so I encourage you not to overthink it. I encourage you not to stress if you go over in calories a little bit, or if you end a fast early, or even if you don't fast at all. I encourage you not to stress about it, because as long as you make sure that you're getting nutritious and healthy meals or healthy food with your meal, it's okay, if you go over a little bit or if you end the fast a little bit. And so I just encourage you not to overthink it. And tip number 2, I encourage you to eat clean. And I know that there is this idea when it comes to fasting, and especially when it comes to one meal a day, that you can eat whatever you want and still lose weight. I encourage you not to go that route. I encourage you still to eat clean and try to get your nutrition, because there are so many other benefits with fasting. And I can say this from personal experience. Focus and mental capacity is one of those benefits that I have found. So when you put in your body plants and different veggies and different fruits that are going to only enhance those benefits from fasting, you're going to feel so much better about your fast. You're going to feel like you want to do it again tomorrow, or you want to continue to do it, because the mental clarity that you get from fasting is really a thing, at least in my experience. And so I want to make sure that I'm not negating what the fasting is doing. That means not adding junk food to your body that can negate all of those mental health benefits that you get from fasting. And tip number 3. Tip number 3 is to let your body feel those hunger pains. And they're going to come. They're definitely going to come. But as long as you let your body feel those and you don't give in and you don't quit, it's going to be good. You're going to have success. Because if you give in and you quit when you're feeling hungry and you're feeling like, I just want to eat and I want to give up, what's going to happen is that really you're going to be more upset with yourself if you do give up. From personal experience, I know. So I think that letting your body feel those things. And I also want to say from my own personal experience that having those hunger pains and not giving into them helped with mental abilities, and also it helped with self-discipline, I would say, and it helps with my willpower, and it just overall helped me be more self-disciplined. And tip number 4, make sure you surround yourself around people who will support you. I don't think that I could have lost this much weight if I did not have people who supported me and people who uplifted me while I was fasting. So I love to go out. I love to go out with my friends. I love to go out with my family, and we usually go out to dinner. And so when you're not eating, you definitely don't want someone around you kind of pressuring you to eat or asking too many questions or even kind of judging or saying that this is not the way to lose weight or anything like that. You want someone who's going to support you and someone who's going to understand. And if that means going somewhere else outside of dinner, then so be it. Or if that means you not eating when you go out to dinner and you just like sipping on water, so be it. And they support you and they help you accomplish your goals. Tip number 5 is do not lose your social or family life because of fasting. If you tend to go out to dinner, or if you tend to go out where the activity includes eating with your friends or your family, try not to lose that. You don't always have to eat when you're out. You don't always have to engage in breaking your fast or whatnot, but you definitely don't want to just not go, because what's going to happen is you're really going to start to resent fasting and you're not going to feel the benefits of it. You're not going to feel happy when you're doing it, and you really do want to be in the right mental space to continue moving forward and to be happy. Dieting or fasting in general doesn't have to be so doom and gloom. You know what I mean? It just, you should enjoy it, and you shouldn't let it hinder your social life and your family life or time with your family and things like that. So tip number 6. Tip number 6 is to love yourself for where you're at currently, right now, who you are, what you look like, how much you weigh on the scale, what's your personality like. Love you. And this one speaks a little bit close to my heart, because when I had my second child, I constantly looked in the mirror and I constantly criticized the way that I looked. And I didn't talk positive to myself. And I was so unhappy with the way that I looked. And so what happened is that I would go for 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and I would lose, 7 pounds. And then I would just go right back to eating whatever I wanted again, because I was constantly dealing with the mental side of things and dealing with this I don't want to say self-hatred, but really this negative self-talk that told me that I couldn't lose the weight again. I'd had these 2 kids and there's no going back after that. And so if I had thought positively about my body then, I could have continued forward and not had so many hiccups. And so I say that, and I encourage you to make sure you do positive affirmations and remind yourself that the way you are right now, the way you are currently, is perfect, is wonderful, is beautiful. And no matter which way you go, up or down on the scale, it'll always be perfect, beautiful, and wonderful in that exact moment. Okay? There's no problem with losing weight or wanting to get healthier, but make sure you don't beat yourself up because you're not at the weight that you want to be at. And so I say that to encourage you to practice positive self-talk. So I definitely think these are some great tips to do and some great tips to think about if you are fasting now, or if you're thinking about fasting, to prepare yourself for what is to come, but also understand that you can be successful, because we're all out here just trying to be successful, right? Okay. And that's the video I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Please, if you can, subscribe and like this video, and there'll be more to come. Thank you so much.